Peace and y'all bless. Yah's a strong one. The strong one is Yah. He's a tree of life. He's the fountain of living waters. He's the spirit and creator of all things that live and breathe. On this particular discourse, I'm going to go to just one verse in Isaiah 53. Okay? Because, there can't be two messiahs. Okay? There can only be one Messiah. There can only be one anointed of Yah. Okay? There can only just be one. And only one of them can wear this crown. Okay? Now, either the seed of David, as we told you, is going to wear this crown. Or, I guess what you guys call Jesus is going to wear it, right? Well, okay. Well, let's find out which one's going to wear this crown. Okay? Isaiah 53 tells you, and Isaiah 52, because many of these NT people, they say that this stuff's talking about Jesus. Well, let's find out if it's talking about Jesus. We're going to find out in 2 verses, okay? This video is not going to take very long, okay? Because we're going to find out right now, all right, while you guys are carrying on, and you should be. That's okay if you do, Whatever a person wants to believe, I allow them, to believe. But you got to have some kind of physical proof about a thing. It can't be all just believing things. You know what I'm saying? Things have to manifest themselves in reality. Okay? Because, these 2 books contradict each other. I'm talking about the Old Testament and the New Testament. They contradict each other in a lot of places. I mean, a great many places. Okay? All right? Now, I'm here in 52. All right? All right, so let's start back in 11 of 52, okay? A couple interesting verses. Now, this is talking about the Levites, okay, in Exodus, right? Because if there's an Exodus of people leaving out of here, right, then what is this rapture all about that y'all talk about? It can't be both ways. It can't be a rapture and an Exodus. No such thing as that, all right? But here in Isaiah 52, it talks about in Exodus how, along with us, the house of David, the Levites are going to leave, right? It says, depart ye, go ye out from thence, right? From America, right? Touch no unclean thing. Go ye out of the midst of her, the daughter of Babylon, America, right? Be ye clean that bear the vessels of the Lord, or Yah. Because we know that the Levites buried the vessels, right? Inside the temple, right? They do all the temple work. Okay? Now, this is not a rapture, obviously, right? Okay? For you should not go out with haste, nor by flight. Going out fast, right? Okay? For Yah will go before you. And the God of Israel, right? God himself will be your reward. So it's talking about how we are going to go out of the daughter of Babylon. Okay? Simple as that. No rapture needed. Okay? Or none of that stuff that people believe is not going to happen. The same as we told you about Ezekiel 16, verse 55, that gives the order in which we come back in. Because those people who are in Jerusalem today, I'm talking about who are in the land of Israel, they call themselves, they're called Sodom and her daughters in Ezekiel 16, but they also call themselves the kingdom of Yah, or, the Demona movement. How did they get there? Why didn't Jesus take them there? Okay, I'm just saying. They went there with Ben-Ami Carter, who they thought was the Messiah, right? Okay, who was, basically he was their anointed leader during his tenure when he was alive. All right? Okay, then. That manifested itself in reality and is true and is a fact. A historical fact that you can go look in Demona, Israel. They're all there today and been there 52 years. So how does Jesus apply to that? Not at all. It's Old Testament. Okay? Telling you the exact truth. I told you, these 2 books contradict each other all over the place. They are not cohesive, and they're not supposed to be under the same cover. That's why most of the Jews, they have what's called the Tanakh. Well, the Tanakh is from Genesis all the way to Malachi. That's it. There's no New Testament hook to it at all. All right, back to my point. Okay, because y'all think this is talking about Jesus. Well, let's find out. Okay, 13. It says, "Behold, my servant shall deal prudently. He shall be exalted and extolled and be very high. As many were astonished," or astonied, right, "at thee. His visage was so marred more than any man, and his form more than the sons of men. So he shall sprinkle many nations. The kings shall shut their mouths at him. For that which had not been told them shall they see, and that which they had not heard shall they consider." Well, we know that ain't talking about Jesus, because the kings of the earth would have already known that story. And they already know the story of so-called Jesus, right? All right? Because it's saying, this is talking about what? The anointed. He would sprinkle the nations. And the kings would have to shut their mouths at him, because they're going to keep saying he's not the anointed when he really is. Okay? For that which had not been told the kings of the earth, right? That which they had not heard, they shall consider. And that's where they're at now, in consideration mode. All right? That which they had not heard, which is what? That the seed of David is the anointed of Yah, and not this so-called Jesus. Okay? Now, who have believed our report, right? And to whom is the arm of Yah revealed? All right? Because this report we're giving to you guys. That's why I asked the question, who have believed our report? And to whom is the arm of Yah revealed? For he, talking about the anointed, the seed of David, right, shall grow up before him as a tender plant, and as a root out of dry ground. Okay? A root out of dry ground, meaning what? He does not know his identity, he does not know who he is. So it cannot be talking about Jesus. He knew who he was the whole time. And, so-called what his mission was and what he came here to do. Well, this person is Isaiah 53 says is a root out of dry ground. He doesn't know this information about himself. Now, the biggest thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to get off this video. This is a very short video. This knocks the whole NT out. Okay? Verse number 10 of Isaiah 53. Now watch this. "Listen, yet it pleased the Lord to bruise him." Right? Y'all think this is talking about Jesus, right? "He hath put him to grief. When thou shalt" what? "Make his soul an offering for sin." Now listen, right? "He shall see his seed," right? Talking about children. We know that ain't talking about Jesus, because he never had any children, right? Now here's the biggest key. "He shall prolong his days." He shall prolong his days. "And the pleasure of Yah shall prosper in his hand." Did you hear that? He shall prolong his days. Well, we know that's not talking about Jesus, because Jesus did not prolong his days. He so-called died at 30 or 33, whatever the case is. 33, right? He did not prolong his days, nor did he see his seed, nor did he see children, nor did he prolong his days, because he so-called, got crucified on the cross, right? The crossover, or what they call the ecliptic. Okay? If you guys do enough research, you find that out. It's all symbolism. Okay? All right? In the month of December, when the months are their shortest, or days are their shortest, okay? The sun, S-U-N, dies on the crossover. Go research yourself. I'm not going to tell you about that. That's symbolism for you all to figure out. But here's the proof right here. He shall prolong his days. Well, Jesus did not prolong his days at all. Died at 33. So they say in that New Testament. He did not prolong his days. This seed of David must prolong his days and see his seed. And I've seen my seed. I have two of them. Okay? Daughters. All right? He shall prolong his days. Jesus did not do that. So you know that this is not talking about him, because Jesus did not see his seed, right? Any offspring, right? Nor Did he prolong his days? Because so-called he was crucified by the Romans, right? By the Caesar and the Romans, right? Herod, Caesar, whichever one it was, one of those with that king of the New Testament, right? I told you these books do not go together. Okay, they're under the same cover, but one of these books is telling a lie. All right, because one of these books says somebody's coming back from the dead, which I've never seen, right? Or anybody else has ever seen on this earth ever. One of these books says it's going to be an exodus, and that's how we're going to get back to Israel. Okay? So somewhere in here, somebody's telling a lie. Okay? Look right here. He shall see his seed. He's a regular man, so he has children. He shall prolong his days. One of these books is telling a straight up lie, because Jesus did not prolong his days. He was killed by the Romans, right? Right? I mean, hey, we're going to bring the proof. Let's bring the proof right. Okay? Because this has to line up with what's supposedly going on in that NT. If it don't line up, then it cannot be true. As Judge Judy would say, okay? We're looking at the, the preponderance of the evidence. Okay? And as he said, hey, something like that's a lie. It's not true. It doesn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. He shall prolong his days. He shall see his seed. Those two things, them two factors, man. Here right there in verse 10 of Isaiah 53 that y'all think's talking about, this so-called Jesus, right? Okay. When we tell y'all that we have already went back to the Holy Man, okay, the Israelites, all right? That you guys see here in Ezekiel chapter 16, that we told there's an order that we go back in. Sodom and her daughters, that's Ben-Ami, they're in the land right now. Samaria and her daughters, that's the PLO, they're in the land right now. They return to their former estate, and we go back to our former estate. Okay, Jerusalem, last movement. That's why y'all locked down. Okay? All right, because we have to return to our former estate, and really it doesn't matter what they do, nothing can stop that from happening. Okay? So apparently they must believe this book over that NT after I just showed you the evidence, what I showed you. The Messiah is supposed to prolong his days, not get him cut short at the age of 33, like what you guys seen happen, or they teach out of that NT. All right? Now that's all I have to say about that matter. I'm not going to say anything else about it. I want people to believe whatever they so choose to believe, but you see the preponderance of the evidence. He shall see his seed. He shall prolong his days, not get him cut short. Okay? And naturally, no rapture. These things have already happened right here. These two movements went back. No rapture needed. Okay? All right? And the last one's going back. You won't need it for that. The Jerusalem movement. We'll go back when the God prepares us to go back through the mighty elite. All right? Now, go do your due diligence and go look these things up and research for yourself and get some understanding. And don't just believe things. Prove them. The book tells you that. Prove all things, right? Okay. Well, there should be some proof of a thing. Okay? He shall prolong his days, not get them cut short. Isaiah 53 and 10. Thank you guys for listening. Peace, and y'all bless.